So, I gotta change the session text.
But I can do this.
I don't see what you're doing. It's not anything crazy.
Take out the ruler thing, hold shift and drag out, and then release, and it'll just stay there.
Oh, okay.
And you can
That's
move your
kind of
mouse
neat.
around.
That's pretty cool. Wow.
And the thing that I did last week is just hold down Alt and do the arrow, and it like just follows wherever you put the arrow on.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, let's get started. We are now in session 18 of OEME Season 2, which is the better season. Arguably. In our last episode, what happened? You guys all came back to Mendes from Solon. You went to see Miss Indy. You told her about the stuff you did. You got favor with her. You headed over to the racetrack and also the casino to try and find. Oh god, what was the name that I gave him? It was
Theodore.
Theodore C.H.
Harrison.
TCH. Yeah, Theodore C. Harrison. And you found him. He gave you some information about the guy who stole the Gold Eater Sphere. And you haven't seen him yet. You're not sure if he might still be around, but that is still a loop to eventually close. You then headed over to the club to speak with Mr. Perry. However, you ran into some old rivals, the Goldies, who have reassembled themselves into a band of mainly elves, but they all had golden hair this time, so they could be called the Goldies. Also, they're first in everything. They were pretty strong, and they took their trophy back. But in the meantime, you had also talked to Mr. Perry, the owner of Ecstasy, and he told you about. Well, you had a big discussion about the future of Orlane in the past, going through it. He told you his plans. You kind of brought out your ideas, and what kind of happened is you mentioned the Duragar that came from Tanis, and may have caused some problems on the road. So Perry told you to check out Tanis. You went there, saw a Cyclops on the road. You helped him with his math problems, and then you started to head into Tanis. You talked to the Despo there, Reyam Iron Grip, and he told you about their recent operation. You then headed into the cave where you discovered a bunch of Duragar had passed, and that is where we end up now in... Oh, geez, I got... Just a second. There we go. And that is where we are now. You have led the Duragar Karm, who was hanging on for dear life after some of his companions died to a fire elemental. He was bringing in basically a bomb, which was actually a giant cluster of the mineral Cisprenics, which Thaddeus had taken quite an interest in, and he knew a little bit about. But Karm was saying that this could be used as a payload to potentially harm the Fiedra or make it more vulnerable. And you fought some guys along the way. You kicked their asses outright. They basically did nothing to you. And then you got to this opening right here where the Fiedra had presented itself. So let's open things up now with turn order. Getting initiative from you guys. Please roll initiative. And I have to roll for Tant and Thaddeus.
Is there any small preparation we could make? Because I would like to just put away my shield and summon a Great Hex.
Sure, if you wanted to do that, like if you were approaching and you did that, then we can say that
Yeah.
happened. I'm trying to find my Duragar tab. There we go. Just straight up regular Duragar boy. Advantage toggle, whisper toggle, and you, Karm, are going to roll initiative. And now on to the big boy. What are you tagged as? A monstrosity. So this beast, this monstrosity is called the Fiedra. And I'll take it off of GM. Don't know why it's still calling itself Fire Hydra. That is not right. There we go, that's some stuff. You should be able to see it all now. Is everyone ready?
Yep. Aye, aye, Captain.
Yep.
Let me shrink these tabs, start some music, and we'll get this rolling. And so we can actually use the Hydra battle music that we have. Finally get to use the Hydra battle music. So, yeah, this giant fire Hydra with its multiple heads just emerged from the lava, the molten lava that was in front of you. And when it did so, it just, like, spotted you guys right away, and it's let out a deafening roar from all of its heads. Like so. With that, let's get things started. Klaus, you are the first to react to this situation. You have a mining cart with a bomb on it that you guys have been pushing along. This Fiedra has spotted you, and you've got your great axe out. How would you like to proceed? Is there anything you want me to tell? Does everything look clear for the environments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't step in the lava is
Don't step
pretty
in
obvious.
lava. Okay, so you are Hexblade cursing on the Fiedra.
Yep. And just fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts. Because don't want to get close to it now, because it's in lava.
Yep. Alright, go for it. The
That should
first
be a
one
9.
goes off. That was a
For a solid
first
3
one goes
scores.
off, and then you also get hex damage on it, right?
No, this is Hexblade's curse.
Does
I
Hexblade's
get
curse?
bonus damage to my proficiency bonus.
Wait a second. Does that make the elemental thing for Thorkal disappear?
No, this just lasts a minute. If I casted Hex, that would cancel out, because Hex is concentration.
Gain a bonus to damage rolls against the cursed targets. The bonus equals your proficiency bonus. So you do get bonus damage.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already doing that. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So it just does the.
Except it should be 4, because it's still on +2 proficiency.
Oh yeah. So you just needed to change that. Okay. So you did 4 damage to it. Got it. All right. Anything else? You want to move yourself? Maybe.
Yeah. I'll move behind this rock. Yeah.
Got it.
Put my back against it and just peek over the corner. That's my turn.
Got it. It is the Fiedra's turn, and it didn't like that too much. It is going to move over a little bit here. See if it can get view on anyone. It's Huojing, Thorkal. One of its heads can probably see Tan. Can it see Klaus? Doesn't look like it. Can see Thaddeus. So it is going to just lash out. It didn't like that at all. It is going to throw fire bolts on the 4 of you, Huojing, Thorkal, Tand, and Thaddeus. So this first one is for Huojing. You deals 6 fire damage. This one for Thorkal. 13 fire damage. This one for Tand. Holy shit. That deals 16. And this one for Thaddeus. Jesus! How many heads does he start off with? 5 heads. Can it see our friend down there, Karm? It
would be a close shot.
would be a close
I think
shot.
you can see him, but I think that there's like
I'll
a lot of shit between.
I'll say disadvantage. It misses Karm. Okay, so it does all that, and now's the part that you guys are gonna love. It dives into the fire, into the lava. And it may move somewhere, but it has ended its turn. Tand is up, and I'm not sure what Tand should do. I'm open to suggestions.
So, our goal is to drop the crystal into the lava, right?
It's a bomb, though. It's basically going to be a bomb, so keep that in mind.
If there's anything that he can do to advance that goal, I think that's what he would be doing.
Okay. So
Either that or throwing out healing potions to us. Or what do they call them? Drought.
oh yeah, the healing droughts. Okay. So I think that that's fair. I'd say that Tand would. I'm just wondering if he has anything he could use, like, really for a bonus action. But Tand.
Sanctuary, but
Sanctuary?
is it a bonus action?
It is a bonus action. So,
Yeah, but
I will
if you
put.
take any hostile action, it disappears. So
Okay, I'll put Sanctuary on Thaddeus, because that took a bit out of him. And then Tand will help push the cart along, and so we'll move that baby forward a little bit. Oh, shoot. I need to move this to front. And this too.
did Karm explain what would happen? Like you just toss it in, and the Hydra can go back under the lava.
The what?
The crystal.
He said I don't know if he explained exactly what it would do, but he did I think he did mention that it basically was going to be a bomb to harden all of the lava.
Okay.
So, let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's as much as he can move. So, that'll be it. Hojing, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm going to... I think the goal is to try to get a better vantage point. Because it looks like... I can tell like the cave continues in some capacity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'll sprint.
So when you get there, you see a little bit closer. You're just seeing this device right here, which looks like a sort of a track switching mechanism. And it does look that right now the tracks are set to go this way. And so if you wanted to switch them to go down the slope, you would have to pull the lever.
So if we pull the lever and then push it up and then let it slide down, just slope down, so it can fall into the lava, then that might be enough distance for us to be safe.
Right, but if you pull the lever now, while this cart is making... well,
Then it won't be able to get through.
Yeah, the cart will just
Yeah.
be stuck. And so you have to... That's the thought.
So
Pull
I'm
it,
gonna-
and then back. Kind
I'm
of
gonna
like
get
that.
over.
Unless something else happens.
Sure. I'm generally gonna take cover behind this wall. Is my plan at the
I mean,
moment.
couldn't we put this cart here and just push it over? Like here, just like push it over into the lava?
You
Well,
could
he was
try.
saying that it's dangerous in terms
It's a
of
bomb.
being that close.
I suppose.
If you want to sack yourself, I mean, I
Okay.
won't stop you. Trying to think if I want to be here or here. But otherwise, no, I don't have anything else. Can I do anything as a bonus action for free? I think I'm able to spend a key point to dodge, but I don't want to spend a key point. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna check.
Okay. It goes on to Karn's turn. He has 25 feet of movement, 5, 10, 15, 20. So he'll just be able to move it a little bit more this way. 25. And that was his action. And so he's just gonna try and like duck down a little bit behind the cart to get some cover. It is now Thaddeus's turn. Should we kind of take the same approach with him? He's a little bit squishier.
Yeah.
Or do you think that maybe he should just hide?
He could hide if he can get to, like, in this corner and, like, prepare a cantrip. If the Hydra pops out, just shoot him.
Sure, yeah. He'll do that. He has Ice Knife, which might be good.
Mm.
So I'll say that.
But see, the thing about holding spells in, if it comes around to your turn and you didn't fire off the spell is lost and you lose the spell slot as well.
Oh.
Because you hold it as a reaction. And
Yeah,
if it
I
comes
get
back
you.
to your turn, and you haven't, it's just like,
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
This shit is probably gonna happen. Okay, so Thaddeus is gonna kind of go here, peeking around this pillar, and preparing an ice knife. As what should he do? Level 2 or level 1, or 3?
your call, man.
I'll do just a level 1. And so he's going to prep ice knife, like that. Thorkal, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move up, and I guess I'll push the cart and try and get it over as far as I can.
Sure, give me an athletics check, because you can't necessarily go onto those tracks without the tracks potentially falling. So, yeah.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
My character's just not popping up. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Athletics.
You should be good at this. Okay, good.
I am.
So you give it, even though the Susprenix is pretty heavy, you give it a mighty push. And that gets the cart to about here. Anything else you want to do?
And now I'm gonna run down here to behind Klaus.
Okay. Top of the turn order. Klaus, followed by the Fiedra.
Oh, I was muted. I'll move to this corner and hold Urger's Blast until it pops out, and that's my turn.
So you would be basically looking this way, right? Because you can't see him if he pops out this way. So if he's in your line of sight, right? Because this, I guess I should explain. This rock is it goes to the ceiling. I guess I should have been clear about that.
Stalagmite?
It's a column. It's a
Column.
big ol' freaking column.
Yeah. Looking where that is. Yeah, I'll stay on this side. And if he pops back up in like this area, I'll fire off.
Okay. Doing that, it goes on to the Phaedra's turn. And sure enough, this thing, it just emerges from the lava. And it just dives up. And whoosh, it pushes the cart right off its tracks, flinging the Susprenix that was inside of it right at your feet, Klaus. You guys can, you guys see the Fiedra now, and so Thaddeus is going to get his ice knife out.
Yep.
And holy shit, nice one. And also he needs to dex save for the cold damage.
Yep.
He fails.
2d6 cold damage.
It would be 2d6, yeah. Fucking nice, dude.
And then
Alright.
I'll shoot off my Eldritch Blast. Ooh. 10.
You get 10 damage on him. So he knocked the mining cart off, but he's.
Yeah.
I will say that he did that with 2 of his heads, and so now he's gonna try for 3 attacks. Since you guys have, it would be about half cover, I'd say. So that gives you what, +2 to your AC?
Cover. I think so. Combat cover.
No, it wasn't a 10-man job. It was like, it was I'll say it's 3 people need to
Yeah.
cover it, or three people need to carry it.
Half cover is +2.
Okay, so it's
3/4 is +5.
going to do an attack on Klaus. Fail. Another attack. That's going to hit you, Klaus, for 13 fire damage. And then 1 on Thaddeus, which is going to hit for 13 fire damage. Thaddeus is looking fucked. Okay. I want to keep Thaddeus alive. So,
Thaddeus has Sanctuary. You should have made a Wisdom saving throw.
I should have. Let me back that up. Back it up, boys. Fiedra needs to make a Wisdom saving throw, and it fails.
It failed, so it
So-
has to choose a new target for its Firebolt.
It's gonna go for Karm, and that's definitely hitting Karm for 12. That does a bit of damage. Okay, let's see. So Tond, it's his turn. He's going to go over and kind of, he's going to summon a, what are they called? The Draught?
Healing Draught. Yeah.
Healing Draught for Thaddeus. Hand that to Thaddeus. And tuck himself away in this little corner right here. And just kind of hide for the moment. It goes on to Hojing, followed by Karm, followed by Thaddeus.
Is this mine cart over here on enough of a slope that if I got in it, it would start going?
Yeah, I mean, you can, you've got a slope right here, so you just got to get it going a little bit, and then that should help push it down.
I feel like I generally need to distract a bit. I don't think, like, just throwing some attacks out. I think I kind of need to be close. So I think I'm going to do something stupid and risky and hope that it just... she will run up here,
Okay.
get in the cart, and generally try to come down. Wait, I actually didn't move the left. Okay, well, we can't do that then. Never mind. I will just peek out and start throwing balls.
Okay. Both of those hit.
And then I'm going to spend the key point to throw to...
Both of those hit. So that's 18, 15, 20, 21.
Seems about right.
Is it
How do you-
dead?
how do you
the hellfire
control
just
Z?
disappeared.
How do you control Z? How do you
I don't
control
know.
Z?
Press Control Z.
I can't believe what just happened. Okay, just a second. Just a second.
It's fine. Just describe it.
Okay, Thaddeus did, fuck, you did 10, Thaddeus did, shit, 31,
31 was mine.
Close the 10.
I'm just, okay, so 4d8, it's 12 plus 8, so 20. Okay, that's it. That's all the damage that's been done to it. Cool. Gonna have to write that number down so I don't get lost again. Jesus. You throw some bolts of radiance at it, and it didn't seem to like that too much. Anything else?
Well, actually, I guess I can just. I'm pretty healthy though. I'll be half cover so that it can still see me, and hopefully it tries to attack me some. That's all.
Okay. It is Karm's turn, and he is going to 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to start attempting to pick up the Susprenix. He's going to say, "We need to get this thing into the lava!" And then he points out to the cart that Horjing's already seen, but now it's just apparent to everyone. There's a cart up there we can use. And so we'll just say that he uses his. We'll have him roll a strength check to see if he can just drag it behind that boulder, and that is not enough. So try as he might, he's trying to drag it behind the boulder, but it doesn't work. It is going on to Thaddeus, who is protected by the sanctuary. He is going to lob another ice knife at it. That's definitely going to hit.
Yeah, that's concentration.
Fiedra fails, and so it takes 8. Okay, and then Thaddeus is gonna frickin' 10, 15. Hide behind this rock, because he is scared. Thorkal, it is your turn. Karm is attempting to pick up the Susprenix right now, and so,
Yeah, I'm gonna head over here and try and do the same.
okay.
You
can attempt
Okay.
to try and, like, roll it behind this rock. If you
Yeah, I'm
give
gonna try and
it
get behind cover for now. Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
tire.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so
Flip it and roll it.
just enough athletics.
Yeah, another athletics. It's like flipping the giant tires at your CrossFit. That's
30?
not
Wow,
enough.
good level.
That's not enough. It's too
damn it.
heavy. Yeah. Shit. But I'll say that both of you are now attempting to pick it up together.
Okay.
So,
I'm also going to rage right now as bonus action, just in case I get attacked.
keep in mind that rage only protects against piercing and bludgeoning.
Oh
Yeah.
right, it's fire damage.
You're not a bear.
then
You're not a bear totem.
Yeah, okay, so I'll not do that. Ha. Okay. That's the end of my turn then.
Okay. Back at the top of the turn order, Klaus, you got 2 dwarfs, including Thorkal, that are trying
Yep.
to pick up the Susprenix.
Okay.
To do so, if you would like to pick it up as well, that will take an action, but then...
This is gonna be Seeker's Wave. I peek around the corner, stretch out my hand, and cast Hypnotic Pattern on the Hydra, dropping concentration on the elemental weapon.
whiz save?
Yep, DC 14.
It fails.
Yes! It's incapacitated for a minute. This should have helped, like, give us time to hoof the fucking crystal.
Okay.
That's my turn.
It doesn't have any kind of resistance to that, so...
Yep.
All right, you may have just cheesed this.
As long
fight.
as no one attacks it, it'll be in that for a minute.
All right. Well, it's incapacitated. Good job. Tond is...
I look at him as like, just get the fucking crystal to the cart, and I'm just concentrating on the Hydra.
So Tond is right there. He's actually going to make a healing draught and give one to Thorkal just for him to have on hand. And that's as far as he can move. Hojing, it is now your turn. You
I'll
see
go
that
over
the...
here.
Yeah, you saw what Klaus did. And... up to you.
Just to make sure I didn't get anyone.
Yeah, I'll move up
no,
to this cart. I have 10 feet of movement left. Am I generally able to use that to manipulate the cart down this slope?
If you haven't used an action, then yeah, you can use your action to give the cart a little bit of a push, or like start holding on to it and grab it and tug it with you. It wouldn't be hard to, like, if you're in front of it and you're pulling on it, then that it wouldn't be hard to pull it, because you have a slope as well that's kind of helping you, so it's not taking too much force on your part. But like if you want, you can push the cart down and have or wait, wait to push the cart down and have somebody down here to like catch it right before the fork, and then they can load it that way, just like at this point.
I'm fine with generally moving it and stopping it
Okay.
manually when we get out there.
So how much more movement do you have to...
With a dash, I have a total of 50 left.
Okay. A total of 50.
I think it's
Yeah.
7 away.
I had 10 left from getting up to this spot, and then with a dash, I get the extra 40.
That'd be a weird ruling, because you're holding on to the mine carts, and so it's like not necessarily monk movement, and it's also requiring strength. So if you want to include the mine cart with your dash and get the full benefit out of it, I'm gonna make a ruling that you have to roll athletics, and we'll see how that helps.
Okay. I will do the athletics check, and if not, then I'll probably just spend another key point.
Okay. That's, like I said, you have a slope aiding you, and so that's good enough, so you can move the cart along with you. So just go to where Hojing wants to go, and I'll move it right along.
I'll want to generally get it here so that, well, they need to be able to get in. So I'm able to like push behind it. I want it basically in front of the lever so that they put it in without having to maneuver too much.
Right on. Okay, the cart is there, and we'll say that you're behind it like that. Karm, and you guys just all begin kind of moving the Cispranics together. Since this is kind of a weird situation, it's going to require you guys... I haven't really been in a situation with this where everyone is part of the movement of one object. So I know you guys are GMs yourself, but would you... I was thinking of ruling that you would sacrifice your action and your movement in order to all three at once move the Cispranics along.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, so since Karn is
That's fine.
initiating it, that means that on your next turn, it would be sacrificed for the movement of this. But since you've got all three of you guys working together, actually only two of you guys are 25. Yeah. You can move it 25 feet. So we'll do 5, 10.
But I'm 35, not 25.
Oh, you're 35. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll average it to 30 then, because Duragars get 25. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You get to about there, and Thorkal, you'll be in front right there. Karn is about right there, since you have the most movement. Klaus, Thorkal, like that. So you're all able to move it to this point, and that'll be it. Thaddeus, he's just kind of chilling out. Thaddeus, we'll say that he flips the switch. Thaddeus will take his action to flip the lever.
And he can go back behind cover.
then let's see. That was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I mean,
That's 5 feet.
yeah, he'll hang out about right here.
I'll move him away on my turn. It'll be fine.
Okay. So anyway, Thorkal and Klaus, the Fiedra is incapacitated. Tan's now here. He is going to throw a drought over to Karm for him to have, and that's his turn. Hojing, it is your turn.
All right. It still needs to get in the cart, so I'm gonna grab Thaddeus and kind of drag him out of.
Give a strength check.
Is he opposing me or?
You just move half your movement speed, isn't it? If
Yeah.
you drag someone along.
Okay. I haven't been in that situation yet, so okay. If you're dragging somebody, forced movement, then it's half.
Yep.
Okay, it'd be like a grapple that's allowed. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
And I just want to move him behind the cart.
Okay. He is behind the cart with you. Anything
And then
else?
at that point, I mean, I'll push the cart like 5 feet more forward so it's closer for them. But otherwise, I'd. And then after that, maybe like ready in action to attack if like this thing ends up going down and then the Fiedra wakes up. Then I want to throw some balls.
Okay. With that, now it is Karm's turn, and he's. Do you guys agree to sacrifice your turn to put the Susprenix into the?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
It is now loaded. You guys can position yourself wherever you would like, because this would be considered your movement at this point.
Yeah. Well, I'd be up the tracks.
Oh, okay.
Thorkal, that's a little tight right there.
Yeah. I was already there. That's a problem.
Can I just move behind there or there to give space for Thorkal?
If you have the movement, then yeah.
I'm on 30 feet.
Okay. So, given that, Thorkal, like, what would you like to do?
Okay.
Karm will kind of hang back there, but if you guys like all want to push it together, then you can.
Yeah. I mean, not really enough space for everyone to push it, I suppose. It should be fine there, I think.
Okay.
Bit perilous, but there's no real other good space.
So Thaddeus, he's not in a position to push the cart, but kind of like you Hojing, he'll ready in action for a we'll actually have him do a lightning bolt. Readying out a lightning bolt for if shit happens, the Fiedra is still alive and whatnot. Thorkal, it is your turn. Oh, Thorkal and Klaus, you put
Yeah,
that together.
Thorkal, yeah.
Phaedra's incapacitated. Tand is going to actually give himself a healing draught and summon that. He can't use it himself, but he has it on hand now. And he is going to, yeah, stick back right here. So now it goes to Hojing. It's back to your turn. Nothing happened, so your ready to action is now forfeit.
That's
unless
fine.
you like to declare it again.
Yeah, probably the best. Well, I guess it's in the thing now, right? Do we just want to wait a few turns for us to get into position and like get healing droughts from Taunt?
Well,
Do you
we'll
wanna-
start pushing it towards the end there.
Yeah. How much will it really need, I guess, is my question.
The problem is because if we start pushing it to slope down, it'll push all the way down and go straight into the lava unless we get close enough, like jump over there so we don't to stop it, in which case we've kind of put ourselves in the vast radius.
I mean, depends on how fast does it ignite? Is it just on contact?
You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, so it's best not to risk it.
I mean, we have a few seconds to ask Karm, right? Like, how fast? I'm gonna ask in character just over to Karm. How much time do we have when it drops into the lava?
You know, we haven't really tried this before. This is
doesn't know
a
either.
very
Alright.
expensive bomb, so it's not like we put it through testing.
All right.
So if you get ready now, then
Alright.
just push it when we're all in position.
Good suggestion. We just back up a bit and just give it like a running push, so it's on tracks and it's going in there.
I'm going
After we're in position, I say we get into position first, then we do that.
So
Yeah,
when
because
you
all
when
of
you
us slope
push
down.
it, like this is a slope down, so it'll probably go the rest of the way itself.
Yeah. I was thinking like, this is also 5 feet slow down, so just up to this corner and then like get a running start and get it
Okay.
in there.
Probably I'll just push it from here and be fine.
I'm going
works as well.
to. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my action to assist Thorkal on his next thing that he tries to do, next ability check, and then I'm going to hold the rest of my turn, the movement bits, until after Thorkal takes his turn. That's fine.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't.
basically what Karm is. Wait, what did you just say, Klaus?
He said I can't.
Well, generally you can't hold movement, just an action.
That's true. That's kind of like a reaction thing. Yeah, I would say that.
Unless you're like both pushing the card together.
So we could do that same thing where we can have Karm, Thorkal, and Hojing. You guys all take your action at the same time to push the cart down, and then you can, as a reaction, just move the heck out of the way and hide if you want. If that
Yeah, I
sounds
read
fair.
some things. In this case, I think I'm going to just trust Thorkal's strength, and I'm going to just move to get into a better position. I believe in you, my muscular friend.
Alone. Walk on calm.
Your muscles seduced a queen. So
Yeah.
They can do anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Karm, he's gonna look over at you, Thorkal, and he's just gonna give you like a little bit of nod of, you want to do this? As in like, let's do this together. Because he's willing to just push it
Yeah.
down. If you don't, he will.
Yeah, I guess I just nod and then get into position to push it.
Okay, cool. Give me an athletics check.
Athletics check. Okay. There. 14.
Pretty good. So I'd say it's a good good amount to get it going, and then right when you get it moving, like Karm just does the big push, and he says out of the way, and then he just starts to move, and I'll allow you to move as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna run like behind here.
Okay. That'll count as your turn. So now
Cool.
this thing, it starts. I gotta get it together. Starts making its way down the slope. After you push it down, it gets to this point right here, and then the cart just falls off the tracks into the lava, as well as the Susprenix. And right when it does this, it's almost instant, but oops. There is, and which layer is this on? This is on the GM layer. An explosion of ice occurs in the lava, and it starts to basically turn the lava into obsidian.
Neat.
Yeah, you like that? I made it myself. So when this happens, you look over at the Fiedra, and it has
Did that cause damage to the Fiedra?
well,
It's getting
the
there.
bomb's explosion did not, but the obsidian, or the lava turning into obsidian, we'll say it caused some damage.
Then incapacitation in it, because if it takes any damage, it's gone.
Oh, what the fuck?
2, 2, 1, 1. Wow.
But anyway, this Fiedra is no longer incapacitated and is no longer hexed. And but
Still
it,
hexed, just not incapacitated.
I thought that dropped concentration for the hex.
The hex just lasts a minute.
Okay. So this guy is currently immobilized. You don't know if he might be able to break free, but for now he's stuck where he is. So that happens. It's Thaddeus' turn, and he is going to... Let's see.
Taste the lightning.
Yeah, he's gonna set off his lightning bolt. Pew pew. Dexterity save.
Nice.
Failed. Does 27. Pretty good. And then Thaddeus is gonna hide behind here. Like that. Thorkal, you used your action and moved. Good job on the minecarts. Klaus, it goes to you now.
I'll step out. 2 Eldritch Blasts. And,
Second one hits.
Yep. And I'll step back behind here. See if if anyone gets into melee, then I would jump in as well. But that's my turn.
So the Fiedra, who is now, it's not entirely encased, but its lower half is, it is going to perform a strength check to try and free itself from the obsidian, and it fails kind of miserably. It's tugging at, trying to pull itself out, but it just cannot budge. There's a little bit of cracking that's occurred, and so it's maybe set some things in motion, but you're not entirely sure that that helped him. But for now, he's going to try and attack, and let's see if he gets any range on anyone. It doesn't really look like he's got a clear hit on anyone, so it is basically going to take it's going to have all of its heads just be alert for any attacks and try and dodge out of the way of your projectiles that come towards it.
So, disadvantage on attacks? If it's
Disadvantage on ranged attacks towards it.
Cool.
It is Tan's turn, and he's going to pop a potion. Actually, no, he's going to try and attack. He's like, finally. And he is going to use his alchemical acid against it.
Can it dodge if it's immobilized?
The ranged attacks that are like projectiles, like firebolt and all that, it can move its heads out of the way since it is a Hydra-like creature, I'm going to rule. If you aim towards the base, then that's kind of targeting, and it might end up being the same way. It might rule out the same way. I don't know. Just roll with it for now. But anyway, Fiedra is going to make a dex save, and it does. He throws the alchemical acid, and they just kind of whoosh out of the way. Tand tucked behind the rock again. Wojing, it is your turn, followed by Karn, then Thaddeus.
I'm gonna peek out from the corner and try to throw some Radiant Sunbolt.
Click on your disadvantage. So... Okay.
I just did all of those
two-
twice, so 16 and 18.
2 hits, yep. Okay.
I will spend a key point to throw 2.
Second one is going to hit. Nice. Okay, let's see what the heck Karn can do. Sure. So we'll do Karn. He pops out, and he just attempts to throw a javelin at it. at, I have to do disadvantage. So 14 is going to miss. He's gonna pop back behind. But he's gonna make like a comment like, I think we've got him. Thaddeus, feeling ever so, he feels like he might get this one. He's gonna try a lightning bolt again to try and finish it off. Shit, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Oh boy, wow. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. So Thaddeus, he just pops from behind the rock. He shoots a lightning bolt off, and it goes right through the center of the Fiedra. And that basically it hits it right in the center, and so all of the necks, they just kind of fly off on their own. And so it was just a direct hit to the core, which was pretty crazy. So with that, the Fiedra just falls down, dead, defeated. And for the moment, you guys can relax. Quite an exciting event. I didn't get to do as much as I thought. I totally should have had the Fiedra dive down again, but that was just my error.
The hypnotic pattern was out of sink or swim.
Basically. So, where I need to go back to Lava Storm. Music again. So... all of this has just happened, and Karn is now saying, or Karma is saying, we've done it. We've avenged my brothers.
That we have.
What do you all do at this point?
I kind of PK, so I can go, I didn't even get to hit the thing.
I know. I would like to go towards it and test out like the lava. Is it still like really hot, or is it walkable?
It is. You can test it out, and you'll find that it'll be able to hold your weight, but it does feel very warm at your feet, and you're not sure if you should really walk on that with bare feet.
Yeah. What I would like to do is harvest some Hydra meat, because I've never eaten Hydra, and this will be like fucking great.
Okay.
I want to go check out the rest of the cave. I'm gonna follow the tracks.
So for Klaus, I'm gonna say give me 5 dex checks, 1 for each head, and we'll see how much meat you get out of it.
Dex checks.
Oh, what about regular feet instead of bare feet? Yeah. So Hojing, as you're going along, you do see some of the prospects that the Duragar have made in this mine. You see a giant vein of a certain mineral, and give me an investigation check.
Always really bad at finding them on the little thing.
So you're not exactly sure what this mineral is, but it does look shiny and it does look potentially valuable. Let's see, what else? Does anyone want to help Klaus with the Fiedra chopping up and all that?
I can try, but I absolutely no
Well,
experience
all
in
your help
cooking.
would do is just give me advantage on my checks.
Okay, I can come over and help you.
We could have a Hydra feast.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tanda's probably gonna make a comment like, the only time that you get to hack it up is when it's already dead. Something like that. You find more veins of this mineral Hojing up ahead, and you do see that the path does continue on. You see some smoke starting to come from the end of that tunnel.
Oh,
Yeah, that advantage, but
that seems mildly problematic. So when I start seeing some smoke, I'll come back and kind of shout through the cave, assuming that there's an echo, that there's some smoke coming from further down in the tunnel. There may be something else that we might have to do.
Okay. So in terms of Klaus getting the meat, we'll see how many. I don't know how I should portion it or whatever. I'd say the good thing is that you have a giant cart with tracks, so you'd be able to transport the meat that way.
Yeah.
Let's see how much Hydra meat do you get from them? How should
I mean, he wouldn't
should
go
I
back
portion
right
it up?
away. If you wanted to make a a thing out of it, then he could probably make multiple trips. with
Yeah, you
mine.
can make multiple trips out of it. So
Yeah. I mean, might try to get in good with the Duragar and just, it's like, here, we'll kill this. We can also
So,
eat it. No one's
we'll-
eaten Hydra before.
yeah. So we'll say that you and Thorkal are able to drag 2 of the heads and their necks, and like you chopped them up nicely, and so you're able to put 2 head and neck worth into the minecart like that. But you do hear Hojing say that there is smoke up ahead. Thaddeus is going to investigate. Tand is going to investigate as well. And
Well,
Karm.
when we're done, I'll make my way up there as well.
Okay, Carmen's going to make a little comment under his breath, like, I'm pretty sure that's it. That is what I think it is. Yeah, you can try. We'll see. It's probably already cooked, I could say.
I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
suppose,
enough meat for experimentation, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Suppose we'll drag the cart over to like over here, and then we'll head up over there.
Yep.
I looked it up, and by the way, apparently platinum is more firm than gold, so this isn't something that I would just be able to like pluck a bit at and get it out. Rip.
Gold is super soft.
Yeah, and then just make our way over.
So,
then I'll point out where the smoke is coming from.
you head further up, and if you investigate into the room, you will see that it is the remains of the first drill that of their original expedition, and it is just still there, destroyed. Bits of it still smoking. And you do also see would Hojing have seen it? I don't think Hojing would have seen it, but Klaus, Thorkal, Tand, and Thaddeus can make checks, investigation checks, to see if they remember what this mineral is. Okay, Klaus, yeah,
Which
you
one?
got it. So you can say, since you've handled it, you've seen it, these look like big veins of Nembran.
The Earth-eating rock?
Yeah, they look like big ol' veins of Nembran, and Karm is gonna be like, so this is what they found down here. And, oh, you also do see another vein of this right here. It was only Hojing who investigated it so far, so I'd say, like, Thorkal, since you have your stone cunning, you
Yep.
can try and identify it if you would like.
Yeah.
With,
Sure.
Would it be investigation or would it be... Yeah, you get advantage on... We'll say investigation. So
Okay.
yeah, give another roll.
Seeing that it's
Wow.
just a burning drill, Hojing is going to back up though.
Would it be? Wait, wouldn't it be history?
Oh, history. Or would it be nature?
Because
If it's Nate... Oh yeah, I think stone cutting is like talking about...
history,
Yeah.
Duncan's history.
Yeah, but I think that it would potentially be nature instead, because you're trying to identify a mineral.
But would, like... I don't know how dwarves work.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But anything with a 12, you'll say that of the basic minerals that you know, this looks like platinum veins.
Yeah, I think that's platinum.
It's just platinum.
Well,
They're
I doubt
giant
Karm-
frickin'-
We could have got ourselves quite a fortune, but
Yeah, I doubt Karm would like
Mine
let
it.
us mine it in front of him.
Yeah, so Karm, he does pull out a little pickaxe and he just he chips out a little bit of the Nembran and he tosses it over towards Klaus. He says, "This is a little something from me to you."
We already have one of these, and we're not really sure what to do with.
You
A rock
gave
that
it.
needs dirt.
You donated it to the Mages
the-
Guild in
Yeah,
Jerry.
Mage Guild, because like it eats dirt. What are we supposed to do with it?
They
And it's
are
over a really
valuable
long
and they
period
can
of time.
they can hold a. They're a very conductive material as well. Who knows what it might be able to be used for?
Thanks. I'll just put it into a bag of holding.
Okay. So, Connor, he says, "Well, I guess I should be thankful that I'm still alive after this. I'll definitely put in a good word for you and tell everybody of your exploits and how you were able to take it out so efficiently."
I mean, I managed to harvest 2 heads, so we might have a Fiedra feast. Fiedra.
Mm-hmm. We could definitely have that. If it's edible.
Yep. We'll find out.
Okay, so is there anything else you guys want to do down here? There are 4 veins of platinum, 3 veins of Nembran.
I'd like, on the way out, I'd like to take 3 vials of Fiedra blood, because we only have 3 vials left.
Oh, okay, sure. You can put some Fiedra blood into the vials. It is orange, it is glowy, kind of like fire. Whoop-de-doo.
I don't know. Maybe like someone in the guild will know. Maybe like can make
It
fire
could be.
potions or something. I don't know.
It could be useful.
I'm not the alchemist of the group. Ton would maybe know.
It could be useful, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of blood also on the slabs of meat that you've cut up, and also the heads themselves of the Fiedra. That's a big boy that you took down. Anything else you guys want to do besides that? Other than that, we can kind of make our way back at this
Ask
point.
Karm if he needs any help with dismantling it for spare parts, or will be there like another crew in here.
Karm
that.
says, "I'd say the most important thing that we should do is let people know that the expedition is now safe again. And yes, they will send out another team, but I'd like to be there to tell them about it with you."
All right. Right away, Karm.
I just feel so bad like giving fake Scottish accents because you guys are all like from UK and stuff, and so I feel like I'm doing it wrong. And you're just like, "That's
fine.
not it at all, you piece of shit." Yeah, real funny. Yeah,
I'm
we
not
sound
from
like
UK,
that.
and I rarely hear Scottish accents, so
I want to ask Karm how much he knows about Fiedras or Hydras in general. How do they reproduce?
How do they reproduce? Karm is going to say, "This is actually the first one I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know such a creature exists. I've only ever seen a regular Hydra, but I am assumed that the Fiedra would reproduce quite the same, with eggs and mating with a female and male, something as simple as that."
yeah, it looks like a reptile. So
You should hope that there are no eggs down in that pit.
Down in the lava.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have no idea if they could have lived through that or not.
that is very true.
in what pit?
The
Like
now
just,
obsidian pit.
Now the obsidian.
Yeah.
We don't know how deep it goes. We don't know how much it froze. We
Yeah.
don't know if they could even live through the acidification.
Yeah. The question is, are the eggs fireproof?
They're probably fireproof, but it's hard to say where the egg, if there were eggs, where the eggs would have been laid, and if the Susprenix bomb would have been in the area of effect.
Lots of questions is all I'm saying, and they should consider that before like moving people here for the long.
So Karm is going to say, well, the good thing is, if we do run into any young Fiedra, we do know how to take them out now. We've proven that the Susprenix bomb can work.
And also, I think it would be weaker than a full-grown Fiedra. So, I think they can take care of it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
And hey, if not, we'll have more work.
Very true. So we'll assume that you guys push the cart back along on the tracks with the heads, and that is a pretty good indicator that you have slain the beast. And you guys start to head back into Tanis.
Me and Thorkal just covered in blood.
Yellow or orange glowing blood.
Yeah. I don't like prestidigitation off. I just leave it on. It's like a symbol of triumph.
So at this point, you guys do come back, and already waiting for you is Reyes and Shiva, who were expecting your return. Shiva, she takes a look at Thorkal and sees him a little bit beat up, a little bit burned and covered in orange Fiedra blood. And so she just lets out a sigh of relief and gives you a really bright smile, gives you a wink.
If Thorkal smiles back, I'll use precipitation to give him that, like that small spark in his teeth.
I do smile back.
Just
So,
that link in the corner of the smile.
Does prestidigitation have verbal component? I think it does.
Maybe, probably. Precipitation.
It has verbal and somatic, so you would be saying something and somatic, and it'd be just kind of weird, but you would get the effect off. If you still want to do it, you would get the effect off with that little bling in his teeth.
Yeah. I try to be quiet and be behind Thaddeus, and kind of try and do it that way.
He's actually very fond of puppets, and he just kind of does it out of the corner of his mouth. While
So you say, Dentis Sparkulus, and Thorkal just, ba-ching. And then Shiva, okay. Actually, well, Klaus, since it was your effect, I want you to make a charisma check.
Okay.
Is there any bonus from the...
22.
Oh, wow, okay.
She was a warlord. Nice. So she's enthralled by your smile. Thorkal, just like on top of everything.
Hit him with a flex.
You are one sexy motherfucker to her, and so
hey,
who knows what's gonna happen?
Become, like the new king of Durogar.
Yeah, you're just kind of you're seducing the despo's wife, and you don't know if that's going to lead to any big bad drama in the future. But you're just lucky that Reyes is not looking at all this. He did see the smile himself, but he didn't see his wife swooning over you. So, but they do greet you, and Reyes says, "So it looks like you have taken care of the Fiedra, and we can continue our excavations."
Yep. Also, I'll need access to a kitchen. I want to see if we can eat this, because I've never had Fiedra before.
Sure enough, there is the mess hall.
And Klaus will just carry those heads in and start seeing what he can make.
He just right away. It's like no chatting. Hey, where's your kitchen? Yeah. You've taken out the mighty Fiedra. Yeah, where's your kitchen?
I'm gonna eat this.
So, you log along the carts with all the shits and the heads and all that, and so you actually get some people. Everyone's just all in awe while you're dragging this cart along, and we'll say that Karm was this guy. He was helping push it up for you, and so he'll help you out a little bit. He knows a little bit of cooking himself, and so he'll give you some aid. And I'll show you around the kitchen here and say, this is the mess hall. This is where everybody eats. But you can be off and doing that now.
And I'm just focused on cooking.
That just happened. So we'll get back to that a little bit later. Reyes is just gonna be like, well then, I guess that's all the proof that we need that you've killed the beast. In any case, we're wondering how did you do it? And he's kind of just looking at Thorkal in particular.
I kind of look up and go, we pushed that bomb right into the lake, and it went off with a massive boom that turned the entire lake into obsidian. It was quite the sight.
And Thorkal jumped off of the tracks, unknowing if the obsidian beneath him was solid or hot enough to burn his skin. And yet he jumped, leaping onto the beast, bringing his weapons down into the Phydra's head, and felling it with nearly a single blow. Of course, I couldn't tell because in his fervor, he swung all of the rest of his might with his weapons into the other heads, bringing them down as well.
Give me a performance check with advantage, Wojing.
Everyone's a wingman for Thorkal. Everyone wants to get him laid.
Wow. I can't roll for shit in this game.
So you had a little bit of fire damage to you, and so even though you're going off and saying all this, you're a little bit tired and winded, and so it didn't get the effect that it wanted, but still Shiva's eyes are lost in Thorkal's, and there's probably going to be an affair. We'll see what all happens, but they're very appreciative of this. And Reyes says, well, before we discuss compensation, we should have a grand feast tonight. Be it with the meat of this Fiedra itself, or from other means. But they start to walk away, and everyone disperses. Everyone's pretty happy with you guys. If you do continue along, though, and why can't I grab these guys? I don't know who Elkas is. I don't know why I named that guy Elkas. If you guys do continue along, you do see a crowd of these Duragar that are gathered just around this area right here. If you care to investigate or what else you're doing. But let's go back to Klaus, and let's we'll say Karm, he says, you know, it does seem that this is already cooked. Do you want to try and take a bite?
Sure. I'll just
flipping the coin. Let's see if it's edible or not. It is edible. Congratulations. You can make meals out of this shit.
Yeah, I'll start preparing a feast. I'll
Baller.
tell Carm to go and inform whoever's in charge that I'm preparing a feast from the Fiedra and get to work.
Sure. Okay, we'll do that. Just for the background, give me three dex checks with your cooking tools.
Is anyone helping from the kitchen, or am I alone?
Karm's helping you. Karm is helping
I
you,
will
so
watch, but I distinctly do not help.
You're gonna watch the whole time?
Not maybe the whole time. Cooking a feast is a lot of work, but I want to see how they're going about. No one's ever done this before, so I'm mildly interested.
I'm treating it for pre-prepared meat that needs a little heating up or warming up, and then adding some side dishes and spices.
Right on. So you do a pretty damn good job putting together a meal. On average, that's what, about a 20 or so. So you try the meal itself, and it tastes different. The meat tastes hard, but one of the advantages you've found from cooking this meat is that you really didn't need to cook it too much. It was more so just kind of cutting it up at that point and arranging it and maybe putting sauce on top of it for flavor. But you didn't need to really put it to the flame at all. In fact, you found that just putting it on the plate and putting some ingredients aside it helped cook the ingredients. And so it's just a little bit of a interesting phenomenon that's happened in the kitchen, cooking with this.
And if it is like hard, I'd look for honey or pineapple because those have enzymes that help tenderize the meat.
They don't have pineapples, but they do have deep pineapples. They're like pineapples, but they have a slightly purple tint to them.
I'd try the deep pineapple, see if they have the same effect of tenderizing the meat.
Does it make the meat a bit purple?
It does. It was already a little bit orange, but now you got just like colors of purple and orange and green, and it actually looks not that bad. All right, so here's a big old plate of what's it, and I'm gonna go in.
What's it?
And I'm going to give it a slight purple tint. There we go.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, you made 3 good plates of it. I'll just plop them on top. There you go, just like that. So we got all this food for everyone prepared. Going back to Thorkal now. What are you doing, my man? Thaddeus and Todd are gonna follow you wherever you go.
Oh, okay, that's fun. Wait, why is there a big black void?
I don't know.
That's where the crowd is gathered. Do you
Okay.
go to investigate?
Yes. Head around to see what the crowd is. What's going on here?
So Hojing, you would have been watching Klaus cook the whole time, and this
still?
would be happening while you were watching them cook. Unless you wanted to retroactively not look at them cook, but...
No, I wanted to watch them. I just didn't know how long it would take.
So you get closer to the crowd, and you see a familiar face and a Duragar. They seem to be arguing. Let's see. There are people gathered around. There's a Duragar, and he seems to be wearing like a pair of spectacles and some nice clothing. He looks like an important figure in this society. And you do see the Blond Boy and his Game Boy, which has been dropped on the ground, and it looks to be broken. And so the Blond Boy is like, you stole it from me! I was just about to beat Misty! And then the Duragar says, damned child! I was performing some delicate experiments on that device. It's unlike anything I and the rest of the scientific world has ever seen before. This was going to be my greatest breakthrough, and you had to knock it out of my hands. He says, you better not have saved over my file, or I'm going to tell my older brother. He works for Pokemon, and he's going to ban you from ever buying their games again. And then he says, no, now's not the time for that. But then, at that moment, there's a swirl of sparkling dust that begins to gather and create a vortex from this crack in the screen. On the map layer now. And... oh shit, I scrolled down a little bit too far. So the cracks in the Game Boy screen, they grow deeper, and the light starts to pour out from the ripples. Otherworldly cries and growls start to pour out. You see thousands of bright flashes of light, like orbs, pouring out from the Game Boy, and then spreading throughout the Underdark at lightning speed. The speed of the event causes a large gust of wind, causing your clothes to flap wildly. The force grows stronger as more of these light orbs continue to spring out. Faster and faster they come. You look up and some of them are shooting through the ceiling of the Underdark as well. There gets to be so many of these orbs coming out at once that it seems like a solid ray of these orbs emanating from the Game Boy, until suddenly a shockwave spreads from the Game Boy, pushing everyone down. Your eyes gloss over as the glow from the Game Boy starts to fade. You stand to your feet, and the Game Boy... let me get this thing out of the way. And the Game Boy is completely destroyed. There are charred remains of its rectangular frame, and the bellow of smoke is starting to clear away. The Blond Boy starts screaming at the Duragar, calling his mother obscenities. And the Duragar, he hushes the boy, and the silence befalls the crowd. As you all see, emerging from the smoke, small creature. It's a small, little yellow, mouse-like creature appearing. His ears are twitching. He says, Pika? So, Thorkal and Thaddeus are the only people who can make this check right now. But I want you to roll straight intelligence to see if you can... You have an inkling that you've seen this before.
13.
That is not enough. Let's see if Thaddeus...
No.
Yes,
Yeah, my
yes.
intelligence is pretty bad.
And I had a DC of 18 exactly. So,
I mean, didn't
Thaddeus...
they had yellow before.
Exactly.
They, like, looked at
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
This is just to recall the information.
So that is to recall that. So Thaddeus, he says, wait a second, I've seen that before. It was on one of the items that we've taken from Violetta. I forgot exactly what Klaus called it, but that's the exact creature, the exact mouse. So, do you do anything at this point?
I step forward slowly and look at this creature on the ground.
So, you do hear the crowd of the other Duragar starting to rabble, saying things like, "Oh, what have you brought upon us, Oak? And what are these creatures?" As you look around, and it's not just this little mouse, but you're starting to see all of these other creatures.
I see a
appearing.
fish.
You what?
No, Magikarp. Think we could eat that.
Eat it.
Oh, did he add
Oh.
the card?
So you do see all of these guys appearing, and some of the Duragar are drawing their weapons because of the shockwave, the Reyer's Iron Grip.
Did
he's
that
now like
make
taking
noise
notice.
at all, by the way?
It did make noise at this point, and so we'll say that you kind of finished cooking at that point, and you could
Yeah.
rush out
I'd
and investigate.
the noise.
Yeah. I'm gonna continue heading towards it and go, whoa, 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 it looks harmless enough. No need to panic over a small creature as that.
So, Klaus, I need you to roll a intelligence check to see if you kind of recall it yourself, because you weren't around when Thaddeus mentioned. So, you don't mention it. But we'll say that Thaddeus is now aside you. Says, "That's the creature from the cartridge."
Oh,
And-
something yellow.
Yeah, I don't remember what it said, but Thorkal. So you start to get close to it, and it just gets closer to you, and it gives you a little bit of a smile. It says,
Yeah,
"Pick
I
up."
kind of-
Twitches its ears a little bit.
I kneel down and kind of reach a hand out towards it.
So, it kind of reaches out a hand to like shake your hand too, and as that happens, that you notice that your hand almost kind of phases through his entirely. You did feel like a slight little bit of pressure and also a tiny bit of a tingle, but it seems like this mouse creature has almost a ghost-like quality to it.
Is it a spirit?
You're not sure. But at this point,
Huh.
this Duragar, who the crowd has identified as Oak, is going to speak up. He's going to say, "I guess I should impart what I've been working on as of late. You may have seen this strange blonde boy around our village recently, and it's because he's allowed me to experiment on this otherworldly device that he had possession of. I've offered him free room and board, and reluctantly, though he was persistent, unlimited access to our stash of Doritos." And then the crowd just is in an uproar when they hear this. Like, "No! The orange dust must not grace the lips of outsiders! Heresy! Heresy!" Things like that. And Oak attempts to calm everyone down. I know! It was a hard deal to make, but you must understand. I've learned about this device, and how it is more than meets the eye." And he's just kind of like using his hand to gesture over to Pikachu. He said he has shown me in this game, this recreational outlet, You fight mighty beasts of differing elements. You capture them. You collect hundreds of these creatures in spherical cages, creating an army, and then training them, drilling them, and leading them into battle against your enemies, commanding them to hurl bolts of lightning, bursts of fire, and even harnessing the rage of dragons. And so the crowd, they just start to calm down. And Reyam, his eyebrow just like raises upon hearing that. One wimpy voice like just kind of peeks out, just like this guy over here. Yeah, that does seem kind of fun. And so then the Despo Reyam interjects. These beasts have all escaped from the device, it seems. How can we capture them so we can have an army like no one ever has? And then Oak, he says, well, unfortunately, from what we've discovered now, the way they manifested themselves, they cannot manipulate our physical world, meaning we cannot make them to fight our battles for us. At least not in the simplest means. Then the Despo, he just seems less interested at this point.
Oh my god, I want to try something so bad.
He says, however, Oak continues, I have a theory of how we can capture them, and I still feel this is worth our while. All we need, though, is some Nembran. A small amount, even though, would be fine. I feel that with the Nembran's electrical charge capacity, it could potentially hold these entities. So he says that. He mentions Nembran. Did you get a short rest on the way there? It didn't seem like you took a short rest.
If we did, I would try Blink, because that would be on the ethereal plane, where all the spirits are, and I would try to touch it.
Okay. If you want to blink, you can, but you don't see this thing. You don't see Pikachu like there. It's the same effect.
So, it's ruled out that it's a spirit.
You can discern that if you would like.
When I like poof back, I say, doesn't look like it's a spirit. I couldn't touch it on the ethereal plane either.
Guys, don't you have some of that mineral that they just said?
I take out the chunk of Nembran and hold it out towards the yellow creature. Hey there, buddy. How you doing? And I try to like touch its paw with the Nembran.
So it kind of when you try and touch the Nembran to it, it jumps back a little bit, starts to get a little bit defensive, and Oak says, "Try throwing it at it."
That sounds harsh.
We need to. Well, we don't have a way to interact with these right now. We need to try what we can. So,
I want to get down on my knees and like, just try and approach it calmly, and if that doesn't work, then I'll throw it. Like, hey there, little buddy. How are you doing?
Pika.
That was mighty deep Pika.
If it's a minute, I'm gonna try something. 12. I would poof into the ethereal plane, and I can move 10 feet. Can I reappear 10 feet closer and just touch it with a stone?
You can try that, sure. It's still going to be an animal handling skill check.
Okay, animal handling. That's a 2.
So you appear right in front of it, and you are holding the Nembran, and you just like try and swipe at it, and you see that it does have a little bit of an effect. Let's see what I wrote down. The creature, it begins to fade and disintegrate, and its essence is starting to be absorbed by the Nembran. But because of the roll, he just like starts to dodge out of the way.
Okay.
And he just like kind of jumps over here. Don't let it get away!
I'll just turn around and throw the Nembran at it.
All right, give me another animal handling check.
I don't. I have a -1 to this.
You throw it, and the Nembran just like lands right beside it. And
I'll
just
never catch
runs
them all.
away.
I am right beside. Oh. That's gone very far.
You can pick
Okay.
it up and you can try and throw it, Thorkal.
Yeah.
Give me an animal
Quick
handling.
Let's go.
I'll never be a Pokemon master.
Nope. Only a 10.
Let's see. Fuck it. I'm gonna say that works.
Oh. Yay.
So you throw it at it, and the stone, it starts shaking violently, tossing itself across the ground. It starts bouncing up and down, and it actually starts like rolling towards the direction of the water hole. So Oaks, he says, "Quick, catch it before it tumbles into the spring."
I'll jump forward.
I need whoever wants to try and catch it, give a dexterity saving throw. Or dexterity, straight dexterity.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll try to. Nope.
Yep.
Klaus? Nope.
We're the most clumsiest of people.
The Nembran, it just falls into the water. And I'm guessing, does Wojing just dive in after it?
Oh yeah, I see what's going on across, and I was like gonna investigate the pump a bit, but I jump off the docks when someone says like quick. And even if I don't actually catch it, I did in fact jump, trying to commit.
Sure, okay. Well, you dive in and you see the little chunk of Nembran start to float down. And we'll say that you see it, you grab it, you emerge from the water, and then like, did you want to climb up the rocks to get back into the
sure.
crowd? So you, Hojing, are now holding on to the Nembran. And looking at the stone, you see an image of the yellow mouse imposed inside of the Nembran. And it does look animated, and does look like this creature is peering around and sort of running in circles. So Oki says, "Here, let me see that. I want to take a closer look."
I don't know that I like. I'm gonna ask before like doing anything. I'm going to distinctly keep it away from Oak. Maybe not approach the Blond Boy because I'd have to go through him, and just generally ask the Blond Boy what he thinks about this situation, if he's still here.
That's my game, so it belongs to me.
I don't really like that either, but he is basically God.
What?
So
No.
No.
that was out of character, by the way. In character, I'm gonna toss it to Thorkal because he caught it, and this is his problem now.
Okay.
So Thorkal, you see the same thing, a little yellow mouse kind of running around in circles inside this little chunk of Nembran.
Yep, I catch it, and I look at it, and I slowly approach Oak, and I hand it to him and stay close, make sure I'm close to him.
So he pulls out just like a little monocle, just looking at it, and said, "Yes, it does look like the creature has been contained." And then he just holds it up. He says, "Witness, we have discovered a new technology." And then the crowd is just they gasp, and there's lots of muttering heard throughout. But now another voice pokes out. I'll say like this guy right here. He says, "What's the point, Oak? They're nothing but ghostly pests. We can't use them. They can't interact with this world, then they can't do anything for us." And then Oak shoots back. He says, "We can't speak too soon. If they can be controlled, if they can communicate, and if they are able to battle each other, as they had in the device, think of what that could lead to. A new recreational industry, entertainment, gambling prospects. We Duragar turn this phenomenon into a fully fledged, well-oiled titanic super machine of a business. and Mendes will eat it up. And so Reyes, at this point, he just like seems really interested. Says, well then, command it. And Oak say, I'm not sure exactly how to, my cousin. So, at this point, you guys can try different. You can experiment on the little block of Nembran. But I'll say that we can take a break for now. We'll do a 10-minute break. So come back at 16 after. 16 after, and just maybe think of some ideas of what you want to do with it, and we will reconvene. See you guys in 10 minutes.
Do we have anyone with high wisdom? Maybe Hojing?
I have a 16 wisdom. I'm
I'm at 8.
I have 11.
I don't have mastery in animal handling though, but feasibly I am better than anyone else.
Yep.
I'm just saying, the Blond Boy sounds entitled. Oak sounds like he wants to do some dubious things to these things. I don't like it.
Oak basically wants to invent Pokemon battles.
I don't like
The whole
this.
thing of like, go and catch them all.
I want them to. I wasn't around for your adventures with getting the yellow or anything like that, so I'm just generally confused, and I wouldn't know that they should go back to a place. But out of character, I want them to go back to a place that they belong.
Yeah, but the place where they belong is destroyed.
Yeah. And we're not going to get answers out of the
I'm
Blonde.
surprised Todd hasn't robbed the Blond Boy of this like new technology yet. I thought the whole thing with like the rocks is gonna be like, for each different type you need a different rock, like the Earth type for like the Nembran for Earth type Pokemon. Like the Gold Eater rocks. No, that would be really fucking expensive.
I'm back.
Hello.
No, you.
Any thoughts on what to do?
We throw it.
Throw it at people. A yellow rat comes out. And it's basically as effective as a Magikarp.
We do it in the show. Throw it and say I choose you, and it'll be fine. It'll work.
None of us know about the show. I don't know. If we can touch someone, they don't seem to be able to interact with us. Like, I don't know. Not really interested. Klaus will wait and see if Valera says anything.
We're just gonna. Well, Klaus is gonna try and throw it first. Just throw it and see if that works. If not, then who knows?
Maybe eat it. See if you become a Pokemon.
You can already become a Pokemon. All you have to do is eat a bunch of raw fish and rice inside of a bowl, and then you will be a man made of poke. And that's close enough.
Or, get a costume. Oh, I wonder if I had disguise self, and I just turned myself into like a bigger, human-sized version of a Pikachu, and approached it.
Quick, what are the distinguishing marks of a male or a female Pikachu?
I don't fucking know.
Ah.
I don't play enough Pokemon to no. Last game I played was Silver.
Well, then you should know what that one is. Means.
I'll Google it, because I really don't know.
It's the tail, which you can't see.
Oh, the female tail ends in half of a heart.
Yeah.
The male doesn't. And then in Raichu's, the tails don't have a point in females. It's like really minor differences. There's only 24 Pokemon in Generation 1 that have a difference between a male and female.
Hello.
So for the others, you just can't tell.
Nice.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello. We're discussing the difference between male and female differences.
Let me get rid of
And
that.
in general, there's only 24 Pokemon that have an actual difference. The others are just, you can't tell them apart.
Oh, I didn't really even know that there were differences between male and female in Pokemon.
Neither did I.
Okay, well, are you going to are you gonna look and see if this Pikachu has a penis or something? I don't know.
It's the tail. It's the tail.
It's the tail.
Oh, the tail. Okay.
The male has like a flat end, The female has like a half heart shape.
Oh, that's cute. I'm making this a girl. I'm making the
Yay.
Pikachu a girl. So, whatever that looks like. Yeah, drop me a pic or something. Oh, I was supposed to show you the handout of like what it looks like when I was, well, it was looking at you guys. That's what it looks like.
That's the male.
Oh, well then, fuck me.
Imagine that it has a heart on the end of its tail.
Imagine it
Here.
has a heart on the end.
That's
of its
what it looks
tail.
like. It has like a little divot. I linked it in Discord.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, a little bit of a divot in there.
Yep.
Anyway, so who's holding the stone now? I guess Oak is holding it still.
Me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Oak was. So where it last left off, Oak was saying, "I'm not entirely sure how to, my cousin." So at this point, yeah, did you want to try anything with it now? Did you want to experiment on it?
I want to just toss it and see if tossing it worked.
You toss it on the ground, and it looks like you look inside the stone as you toss it, and it hits the ground. And it just looks like the little Pikachu inside just like bumps his head on the stone. It's like, and it's just it looks a little distraught over
Protrude.
that, and it starts like rubbing its head with its little Pika paw, and yeah, so that didn't seem to release the Pikachu. Anything else that any other ideas you guys had before
Can I go and pick it up?
Klaus can go and pick up the Pika stone, whatever.
I turn to the yellow boy. Does this yellow creature has a name?
He said, "Of course it has a name. Anyone would know that's Pikachu."
I look at the stone, holding it in my palms like, "Come out, Pikachu."
You say that, and you see that the Pikachu is like looking at you, and it looks at you, so you have its attention, but it's not coming out. It starts like making charades with its paws, but the Blond Boy, he looks at you and he says, "No, that's not how it works. Here, somebody get me some Nembran. Get me some Nembran."
What is the Pikachu doing with charades?
He's just kind of like, it's like raising its hands up and down. It's you can't really discern what it's trying to say. It is a little too difficult. He's like pointing his paws out and stuff, and so you're not really sure, but you do.
I will lightly toss it and say, "Come out, Pikachu."
That doesn't work either. It just bumps its head again.
I look at it and I was like, "Sorry, I really don't know what to do with you."
So, this guy right here, he had a little bit of Nembran in his pocket. He just hands it to the Blond Boy, and the Blond Boy did see this, you guys would know as Machop, just hanging around there. And he just like throws it at it, and he says, "Let me show you how the pros do it." He just throws this Nembran at it and just like captures it immediately. Does the same thing, it's like bouncing around. And he looks a little bit, he says, "That's not how it's supposed to work at all." And Oak is saying, "Yeah, it seems like we need to develop some way to contain it. Some kind of casing that can hold the Nembran and prevent it from jumping about so madly." And so he captures it. He says, "Now this is mine. Let me show you how it works." And then he just says, "Go, Machop!" And so upon saying that, it just leaps out of the Nembran, and it looks like it belongs to this boy now. It's just like waiting its actions. So.
And I say, "Go, Pikachu."
So you say, "Go, Pikachu," and that releases the Pikachu, but it rushes the Thorkal's side.
Okay, I hand the stone to Thorkal because apparently he's the master. Like,
I take
"Yes,
it, I look
it's yours
down
now."
at the Pikachu, like I reach hand it to try and touch it again. Can I actually touch it this time?
No.
No.
But
okay.
it does kind of like rush up next to you. It's looking at you a little bit. It's got a tiny little bit of frown. It's kind of like rubbing its head like, "Yo, don't do that shit again, dog."
Okay, I'm sorry.
So at this point, what I get to do for you is I get to show you that I've actually got a character sheet for Pikachu, and I get to make a duplicate, and hopefully that... Where did it put the duplicates? I don't know. Where did you go? Oh, there it is. It just goes to the very bottom. We'll say that this is now... We'll just put it in the players section for now. Give it a copy. And I am going to, just for the time being, give it access for you all to edit so you can see what it looks like. Like what a character sheet for the Pokemon looks like. So if you go to the character sheet section, and let me just pull it up on the main screen here, you'll see that it has 2 actions with all this stuff listed out, and you'll see that it has spell slots too, and that is just kind of your power points, just like how it works in the game. And so whenever you use the move, you would down the points by 1 or whatever. You would change it. You would lower it by 1. Yep. And so that's it. That's basically how it works. And so you can see that Pokemon, they have their own saving throws and skills that they're proficient in. They have their vulnerabilities and resistance, and you'll see that they have it's just the same types as it is in the game. They have their own walking speed, and the actions are taken kind of the same. This Pikachu can evolve, and it also has a feat that's called Lightning Rod. If an ally within 30 feet is attacked with an electrical move, then Pikachu can choose use its reaction to redirect the attack to itself instead. And so just little things like that.
Is this only in like if someone
Pokemon
shoots a
battles?
lightning bolt at you, can he like redirect that thing at himself?
So what? So think of it like they're clusters of digital information, like kind of memories. It's kind of like memory.
We're going Digimon now,
It's kind of weird. So they're like little clusters of electricity, in a sense, and so their attacks and their presence, their interactions would really only interact with each other. That's the mechanic I had to put in place to divert any bullshit. But I'm sure bullshit will still happen. So essentially, with Pokemon in this game, the Pokemon can only interact with other Pokemon, but they, like, physically, but they can still, like, hear you and take commands from you and still receive care and become loyal to you. So, that said, the Blond Boy now is going to say, "So, now I show you how we really utilize these things." And he's going to say, "We're going to have a Pokemon battle." So and so he just points over to you.
I draw my great axe.
"Do you accept my challenge?"
Sure. And I just start walking towards him.
He said, "Whoa, that's not how it works."
You said battle.
He says, Oak says, I said a Pokemon battle, Pokemon!
I'll be my own Pokemon. Come at me.
He's actually Mewtwo in disguise.
He's Mewtwo in disguise. So Oak, he comes next to you, and in pure Oak faction, he says, "Close, now's not the time for that."
I'm sorry, you don't know my name.
He still says it.
I looked at the kid, and then I looked to the Pikachu next to me and go, "Fine, you're on."
So the Pikachu, he just looks like, dang, that thing looks, I could probably take that thing. That's what the Pikachu's, he's just nodding towards it. So,
Yeah.
But to do this, you guys would need to stand out of the way. Give him some room.
Yeah, I'll just go and tell the rarest Iron Grip that, like, it's the Fiedra is edible, pretty fucking tasty, and that the feast is ready.
I didn't say if it was tasty or not.
I tried it, so
You said
it's
it.
edible.
You said it was different.
It's different.
different and edible. So I
It's
would
an
know
interesting
the taste if I
texture.
tasted it.
It's like you're eating the fire of a flame that would be cooking it just as easily. Okay. So Blond Boy's gonna get in position, and now I need you to let me clear this. I need you to, as Pikachu, roll initiative. Thorkal.
Okay, but I need a token to add it to the turn order, and I can't.
Oh, you can't control the token. Just a
Yeah, 'cause I
second.
think it's affiliated with the other sheet, the duplicate sheet.
There we go. You should be
Okay,
able
okay,
to drag that one around.
Yes. Where is initiative? Huh? Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Okay. There. Oh, it's slow.
Okay, and then he is going to roll initiative for Machop. And now, combat is going to begin. Starts with Machop, and he's going to rush up, and he is going to use low kick. So
That
with
is a
a
miss.
9 is going to miss. So the boy says, "Machop, use low kick." Actually, I'm not gonna make you guys do all that shit. But you, how can I like kind of bullshit it together? We'll say something like, you gain as you have ownership of this Pokemon, like a little bit of its information is just transferred into your mind, and you know what it's capable of and its powers.
Okay.
Also, a little screen pop. I forgot to mention that when you catch it, a little screen pops up that says, "Would you like to give a nickname to this Pikachu?"
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah.
All right. Well, it is now Pikachu's turn.
Okay. One action uses 15 hero points. Okay.
No,
But
it
is
doesn't
it-
use 15. It just uses 1. It's just to say that that's
okay.
that's what it starts at.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So let's see this one go. This attack one go. Pikachu, use Tail Whip.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
I forgot the save. Okay, Wiz save throw DC 12. So it's going to have no effect on him.
Oh.
But so that doesn't work. So now it's back to Machop. He's going to use Focus Energy. For the duration, increase your critical range by 1. So now it's just kind of like whatever the champion fighter thing
Yeah,
is. It
you
just
agree
lowers
on
it by 1.
18 and 19.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Back to Pikachu.
Back to Pikachu. Yeah. And Thorkal says again and goes, "Rrr, Pikachu, Thunder Shock."
Hell yeah.
That roll. There we go.
There we go. A
Wow.
6.
That's... wow.
Don't forget to minus the PP by 1.
Yeah.
So that doesn't go off. Machop is going to use low kick. And that's not a crit, but it is going to hit. It's going to deal 10 fighting damage. That's max damage. And you need to make a strength saving throw.
Strength save. It's just normal. 'Cause that. Wait, where are the saving throws?
You can just click on the attribute itself, or if he
Yep.
has a saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So you are not knocked down. Okay. Back to Pikachu.
Back again with another Thunder Shock. Try and hit this time.
Go for it. You can also do things like disengage and dash and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
13 is going to hit. Roll for damage.
Wait, how do you do damage on these sheets?
You just click on the. It's just like it's just like when you're rolling for damage and stuff. You click on to Thundershock, the text, and the card that just appeared.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, okay, go click on that one. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I don't do it that way. I do it just I have it all come at once to say.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
deal 8 electric damage to it. Right
Okay.
on. Okay, back to its turn. And you sacrifice an action for the duration. What was the duration? 1 minute. It is going to do Leer on you. So make a whiz saving throw.
Was saving throw. Oh,
Okay, so now add +1 to any attack. So it's your turn again.
okay. It's a range, isn't it? So yeah, so.
But you do look that. Oh, I should probably show his health. Let me do that. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Plus move. Okay. Suppose I'm gonna disengage. That's my action, isn't it? So I wouldn't be able to make an attack. Oh wait. Okay. That not. Okay. Disengage and then suppose. Which movement do I have? Wait. 30 feet. So 10. 15. Yeah, I'll make my way over down to here. And that's really all I can do on the turn, because I use my action to disengage.
It's just gonna catch up to you.
Yeah, because if I do a range attack, it's a disadvantage, isn't it? I suppose. If it's in melee.
Oh, I hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the rules don't apply to Pokemon.
I hear you. You don't have to roll at disadvantage with the range
Okay.
attack. That's weird. That'd be weird.
Yeah, because it'd be fun to shock again, then.
Okay, you're doing Thundershock?
Yep.
Okay, go for it. Nice!
Oof.
Nice! Roll that. Okay, awesome. So with that, boom. Machop, it faints. And then the boy, he just like holds up his Nembran. He says, Machop, return! And then just the Machop, it just goes back into his Nembran.
Yeah, I turn to the Pikachu and give it a thumbs up.
The Pikachu, he gives you a thumbs up back and he just gives you a little smile. Just kind of saying, you know what? Maybe you're not as like terrible as I thought you were.
And I hold the Nembran up and go, Pikachu return.
And then, sure enough, the Pikachu just goes back into your Nembran, and you have ownership of it again. The Pikachu, you do hear like little brrrring happen when that happens, and so when he won the battle, and so he actually got some experience points from that. Pikachu got
Yay.
80 experience points from defeating Machop. So I forgot to put in like the victory song from the game, but just imagine that that's playing at this moment. And I totally forget. How do I get that? I forgot what the song was. There we go. That's it. Cheated a little bit there. That said, the boy, he just like looks ashamed at this point. He says, "Just you wait. I'll become the strongest master, like no one ever has." And then he just kind of skedaddles
I'll
away.
always be here for a challenge, kid. As he walks off.
You threaten a small boy, and he runs away.
I didn't threaten him. It's look at my couch.
But anyway, whatever transpired, you look back at Reyer's wife, and she's just like, you just keep getting points with her, man. Pikachu may have gotten 80 experience points, but you led that thing to battle, and you won. And
Voice
Thorkal is
somewhere.
actually the main character here. We're just all supporting him.
So that happened.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
some
I
good
turned
shit.
around and like, if everyone had to give her a smile and a wink.
So when that was all happening, you had a huge crowd gathered, and they thought that was pretty fun. They thought that was really cool, and there was a lot of cheering when the battle was over, and so some of the Duragar and Reyes, they look over at Oak and they say, I do see the potential of this. And Oak just kind of like gives a smirk and he says, I think it's time to get some Nembran. And so then he just kind of like looks over at the drill that they have over here. And you know that there was Nembran in that mine, and so they probably got their eyes on that. Things to come, things that will happen, but regardless, Thorkal has a Pikachu.
Yeah, I approached the Reset, the Despo.
Yeah, Reyes.
Yeah. You know, I wondered if it would be possible for our service if we could get a few more chunks of Nembran ourselves.
So he looks over at Oak and he says, well, I would say that we would be willing to offer you some as per your compensation for what you have done for us. It could be said that we wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for you. So sure, of course, we'd be willing to lend you some.
And I go, many thanks.
Okay. So we'll kind of handle that a little bit in a little bit further on. For now, let's kind of go back to the mess hall where you guys are all having your meal that Klaus has spent so much time preparing, your purple meal. And
while the fight was going on, could I have gone to the storage area in the kitchen, try and meditate and contact Velra, see if she has any thoughts on these spectral beings, and if they're of any use to her?
would Velra respond? Let me check. Velra does not respond.
Shit. Well, I'll try again later, and I'll go sit down to eat.
Right on. So you guys do get a big crowd of people, including Karm and everyone who's been involved. Oak is there. And they all seem to... They all enjoy it. They all kind of have that little look of, huh, because they never have tried Fiedra meat before.
If anyone has some preference to taste, give me a shout. I'll fix it right up. Because I can flavor food with precipitation as well, and it lasts an hour.
Do you guys take him up on this offer, Hojing or Thorkal?
I do not.
I do, yeah. I want it to taste like food from my homeland. It's been a while since I've been away now. Or a little bit,
You're
anyway.
gonna have to describe it to me, because I've never been to your homeland.
This is hot, but it ain't hot. I don't know.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
also, Thorkal, you got an arrow that's sticking out there.
Got an arrow sticking out there?
Yeah, next to
Oh,
the bathroom.
Right, yeah,
There you
okay.
go.
It was there.
Your arrow is sticking out, Thorkal.
I feel like, what, is this like an ancient way of saying my fly's down? What?
Someone's fishing a tent.
Yeah.
Who said it's not spicy enough? Because I can make it hotter.
Hell yeah. Anywho, is there anything you guys wanted to do or say at the meal here?
I'd leave that to, the king. I guess.
So he'll just be silent the whole time, just kind of...
I'm just like, I
To
prefer food.
Thorkal, the
Begin.
killer of the Fiedra.
Wow.
As like you feel like a total badass now. You guys are all sitting at the table and Now Chiva's like, she put her hand on your thigh.
Wow.
The
Uh,
Fiedra's not the only hot thing.
right on. So, everyone does toast to Thorkal. Thorkal did, after all, get the final hit off on the Fiedra, and has also captured the first Pokemon, and has also won the first Pokemon battle. What a frickin' day for Thorkal this has been.
Yep. Legend.
Legendary mode right here.
Yep.
So, it is at this point, you guys are eating away, and then Reyes, he says, I think that now is a better time than any to talk about your compensation for what you've done for us. We will, of course, provide you with some Nembran that you can use to whatever purposes with these creatures. I'm not sure what they're called, but at any rate, that will be provided for you. We also did want to provide you with a monetary incentive. I did promise a monetary incentive for this, and because of that, you may have seen that there were platinum veins in the mine, and I promised a 1% share of what we were able to dig up, after it is processed, of course. So because of that, for now, I would like to offer each of you 25 platinum pieces.
Oof. Okay.
Thank you.
So each of you guys can add, like, he just kind of, what?
Rares, have you come across any worm bones on your excavations? I'm more interested in that than monetary.
Worm bones. So he, like, just pulls out he's smoking a pipe at this time, and, he's smoking a pipe, and he actually just, like, reaches for the Fiedra meat, and he uses it to light his pipe. And it, like, fucking works because it's still really hot. But he says, worm bones. Yes, I do. I do have a little bit of a collection. I can't part ways with it. I have some history behind it and who I was able to obtain these from. They're very important trophies to me. But I would be willing to spare you one as a sign of friendship and things to come. Why, though, do you seek worm bones instead of platinum?
You could say I'm something of a collector as well. They intrigue me.
Very well. So, I shall fetch that to you after the feast. So, things start to conclude unless anyone else has anything else they would like to do during this feast, anything to proclaim or say, boast.
I guess between us and the party, we just like wingman for Thorkal about how great he was.
Sure.
It's like, oh, did you see that dodge? So sick. It almost took off his arm, but at the nick of time, he just pulled it back and just retaliated. Like shit like that, just throughout the night.
Have my accent covered in the ice.
Yeah, we did just walk, we did come back like just covered in glowy blood.
Yeah.
Is that a lowercase
I've
L
never
or
seen
an
someone
uppercase
swing
I?
a weapon so large.
Yeah, the
So-
accent is probably bigger than me. Is the best part.
Yeah. So, okay, we'll say that the meal concludes at this time, and it does get time to hit the hay, go to bed. We'll say that at this time, like, Reyes would have shown you around to all the different buildings that they have, and so I'll just reveal everything to you guys in the town at this point. And so you would have seen the bank and where they keep everything. You would have seen the stables where they have, it's kind of like these bug-like creatures that they ride upon, and that's sort of what they use for their horses. They are Duragar sized, and so only Tand and Thorkal might be able to ride them themselves, though they don't necessarily have the training to do so. Then they also showed the forge, which was right next to their drill that they made, which at that point, when Reyes showed you to him, they would tell the name of the project. It's called the Dwerillo, and this is Dwerillo Mark II. So, you guys can at this point, it's getting rather late, so if you guys did want to head to bed, you can do that and recover.
I mean, we're basically gonna take over the Doruk. Doruk's gonna be the new king.
Challenge the chieftain to a fight.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna hit the hay, I suppose now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. In this map, there wasn't really a sort of in building, and so we'll say that there like kind of is one.
I'll sleep on the card. In the
Okay.
card.
But you guys do find beds to sleep in. Thorkal is treated to a nice room, and as the rest of you guys are all treated to nice rooms as well. But during the night, during this interesting night, let's roll and see what happens. So, Thorkal, you're getting ready to go to bed. You're taking off your shirt that's covered in Fiedra blood, and the doorknob just like starts to turn, and then in pops Shiva herself, and
What? That was her resistance check. That's what that was. She can't resist him standing. Now he needs to make a charisma, right? That's what it was?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, make a charisma check, Thorkal.
Roll above a 1.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
Pikachu. Well, that's Pikachu, but
Oh.
that's still a crit. That's still
Yeah,
a
it's, not,
crit.
it's because I'm as Pikachu, but it's from my character sheet.
It was okay.
Yes, it's because my name was set to Pikachu.
Okay, so roll a stealth check.
Oh god. Stealth.
She's
Not
gonna,
stealthy
she's
at
gonna
all.
have to roll it. She's gonna have to roll it too. Just a second.
Come on, be good. Do good for me, Chief. Chief. Could get into a fight. It's gonna be.
Fuck.
Oh god. We're very loud.
So-
We're making the entire village.
She makes a move on you. She like just pounces on you, and we'll say that you're nowhere near the throne room. Your room is nowhere near the throne room, but the other people in the building can hear what was going on. There's about 2 other Duragar in the building, and because of this happening, you may need to pay
maybe
them
it's
off.
towards me, who knows?
May need to pay them off.
May need to pay them off.
Okay.
So we'll say that at this point, like, the night progresses, and you guys all get your long rest in. You wake up
So-
in the morning.
Before the long rest, I'd like to just try and contact Valor again.
Okay, let's see. She doesn't respond. Okay, so Wojing, in my downtime, I'm investigating around despite the slim odds of finding my mark. Okay, we'll just say give a perception check for shits and giggles and see how well you are able to perceive everything around you. That's pretty good.
I don't necessarily find anything even with that, but I am
You definitely don't see him. You're looking around, and actually while you're looking around, you might have like gone outside the village for a little bit. While you were looking around, you did see an interesting you did see a bit of an interesting mushroom, and because of that, I'm going to count that as a sort of a foraging session, and so you'll get your 20. And so with that, I want you to roll a survival check.
Here you go.
Oh shit. Okay. Now we're talking.
I'm finding things.
Sleepwalking.
Okay, so you get 2 uncommon boys, and that will be cool. You find roll me a nature check now.
I won't know what it is, but I do have it. See?
Yeah, you do have 2 of these. Well, actually, we'll say you know what it's called, but you don't know what it does. And so you have 2 amanitas. Actually,
Nice.
you guys actually have that in your? Actually, guys already know what that is.
Amanita, but it's uncommon.
Yeah, exactly. So you get 2 amanitas.
So 2 more. So we're at 3 now.
I'll throw them in the party inventory, yeah, and then just come back.
Right on. Good foraging session. If you got
Out of them.
if you had another 20, you would have gone into finding rares and potentially very rares.
Nice.
So that was the best forage that we've had so far.
I'll take it.
So the night passes, and now your long rest is over. Thorkal, when you wake up, she's not in the bed with you, but she did leave a note. And it's basically thanking you, and she's flattering you, and she left her handkerchief with the note.
Oh yeah, I take
and
it.
all that.
Yep.
5 charges of praise. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but yeah, they were. Hers were as well.
That bullocks.
Right on. Okay, so you guys wake up. I'll just put people back into where they sort of were. Is there anything you guys want to do in the morning now? Actually, no, we'll say that in the morning, you guys all group up together. We'll just say that you're kind of here-ish. And one of a guy comes out. He's like a miner who had been in the excavation area, and he says, "Per your agreement with Mr. With our Despo Reyerst," and then he hands each of you, including Thorkal, a piece of Nembran, a little chunk of Nembran. And it's about the same size as the one that Thorkal had. So you can each add that to your inventory.
I want to use mine to catch a definitely not Paras.
A Paris?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was sort of maybe thinking of ending the session. Either
That's
ending
fine.
the session, but what I did want to do is, on a meta level, give you guys a list of starter Pokemon to choose from, and then
Okay.
they would magically appear in the next session for you guys to potentially catch.
Okay.
So we would kind of do that. You know what? He's actually going to give each of you 3 chunks of Nembran. He's going to give you 3 chunks of Nembran.
Ooh.
Because what I failed to do with that first chunk, though meta shit, is that they are basically going to act like pokeballs, and if they fail to capture the Pokemon, then they would disappear. It would be not usable anymore for catching a Pokemon, just like a Pokeball is. so we can create the economy that way and give value to these guys. So essentially, you have 3 Pokeballs each.
Just need a nice fancy red and white casing for them now.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now it's just Nembran, and it'll catch them, and it'll catch them at a basic level, but they're gonna be jumping all around when you catch them, and so the Pokeball is what stabilizes it and all that. And it would also prevent, like, if the Nembran drops to the ground, then the Pokeball would prevent the Pokemon's, like, from getting hurt. So that would be... Actually, Oak, he comes and tells you that. He says, that's my theory. That's what I would like to create. But for now, you can hold on to the Nembran as you have them. So he's going to be spending some time to create this environment or create this device to hold the
Out of
Nembran.
character, I know how you would fix it.
What?
Get a gyro around it and inside a ball.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Like what the globes are around, except, you know.
Yeah, it would be a gyro and then also like shock absorbers.
Yep.
Something like that.
Put some letter inside.
Yep. So that would basically be it until he'll be...
Is it always gonna be animal handling checks?
Yeah, because I'm going to
Shit.
show you the PDF for this, but there will be a mechanic put in place later to help you guys along with throwing and catching Pokemons.
Because Klaus is at -1.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm at 0.
Yeah.
Okay, to the skill.
I know. Okay. So you guys get your Nembran, and meta, you're gonna be able to choose your starter Pokemon. So what do you guys do at this point? You've been given your reward. Is there anything else you'd like to do in this town?
I'm waiting for my reward.
He wants to buy
Oh, the
them
worm
bones.
bone. Yeah. Reyam, so he comes out and he is kind of holding. It's the biggest one that you've seen so far, and it's actually a rib bone. It's one of the ribs of a worm. He says, "I do have more of these, but I like you, and I like what you can cook. I think you deserve this one." So he just hands you a big worm rib bone, and
I do a small bow. Thank you. This will be very useful in my collection. And I put it into the bag of holding.
for sure. Okay. Anything else you guys want to do, or do you want to head out at this point?
Yeah. If people have nothing else, we can head out.
I'm set.
Where do you head next? You've completed
To
the
the
task.
Mendes
Okay. You want to just head
to
back to
report our
Mendes?
success and the whole get the ball rolling.
Get the ball rolling.
Do we see
Yeah.
Pokemon on our journey back? Just in the wild?
You do see Pokemon on your journey in the way back, but they're a bit out of reach, or they fly away. But they're just kind of interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Meta
I-
question: are they all Gen 1 or are they multi-gen?
We're starting all with Gen 1 for now,
Delightful.
so it's easier on me because that's
Yeah,
the
sure.
one that I'm the most familiar with, and yeah. So you guys make your way back. It takes it takes about half the day to get to Mendes, but you make it there. You are now back among the blaring city lights, the sounds of drunken Durlug, their cheers and belches. They ring throughout the air, and so you just have this feeling back inside. Just like a little bit of the charm that the city brought with it. So it's kind of it's not really like home sweet home, but you have a
Close
little bit
enough.
more of a connection to this place now. So do you guys head directly to the club, or do you want to go anywhere else?
If no one has any objections, I'd go for the club.
Alrighty. I'm hearing silence.
I think I already tried to ask around here and I couldn't find anything, right? So I'm just accompanying the party.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that for now. You guys all head to the club. And are your tokens out here still? Yeah. So we'll cut past the formalities and have you guys all be back in the room with Mr. Perry again. So Mr. Perry, he comes to greet you, and also don't forget to reset your health and all that since you took a long rest.
Yep.
So Mr. Perry is here to greet you, and he says, or he's here, and he greets you. He says, so I expect things went well. You are still alive, and I do see a few burn marks on you. I don't know what that might all entail.
Hydra.
A Hydra.
Fire Hydra.
A
Fiedra.
Fiedra.
Fiedra. Even.
I haven't seen a Fiedra in quite some time. Regardless, tell me of your report.
I guess I'll start. We went to investigate. They're digging some shit up. Their drill broke because of the Fiedra, so they wanted to build a new one and needed more fuel. That's where the whole foresting shit started. But now that the Fiedra's dead, they'll stop and they can proceed with their digging shit up thing.
And did you see what it was that they were mining for?
Looked like platinum.
Platinum, eh?
Well, I mean,
Yeah. These Duragard
Seems
do
like-
create their own wealth. Were they nice enough to give you a parting gift when you help them?
yeah. Didn't we get 25 platinum?
Each.
Show them the few platinum.
Right on. So he just he looks at it. He's like, "I'm just making sure that they're taking care of you. And now that you've taken care of them, let's see what I can do to take care of you. What was it again that we discussed for sort of compensation?"
Do I have it written down?
I mean, it was just an end to the scavenging, wasn't it? Like, we'd allow them to come back and forth, just not the scavenging.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. We would allow the trade route to continue, but I would halt the scavenging. I just want to let you know, though, I'll be pulling my boys back, and so if people do come out from the trade route and they do try and scavenge, it wasn't anything that I caused, let's just say.
As long as you don't mind if we take care of them.
Oh, they're in your domain at that point.
Good.
So,
Sounds good.
Mr. Perry, then he says, I do have another question, and it does seem rather timely, because you all came back the same, right after it happened. We've been seeing all these creatures roaming around the city and around
Yeah.
the surrounding lands.
They're fucking weird. You can't touch them.
Yeah, well,
Which
people
is
are very
disappointing for
confused.
him, considering he'd also like to eat them.
Hey, I only ate the Fiedra.
I just looked at them and go, no, they're mostly harmless. Well, they can't interact with anyone but each other. You're fine.
So you know of them. You've been able to harness their power?
There's not much to harness. You can't Like, anything they do to you, it doesn't hurt or anything. They only seem to be able to interact with each other.
I just ask because, and then he reaches towards his sword, which is on his mantle.
Has a piece of Nembran in it.
It does have a piece of Nembran in it. And just a second.
What Pokemon has he caught with his sword?
Just a second.
The sword Pokemon.
It's gonna be like what that evolved Meowth, isn't it? This dude is gonna literally start team round.
You know what?
Persian? I think it's Persian.
Yeah, version. That's what it's gonna be. He's literally that one dude. Giovanni? Was that his name?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
Tiamat, God bless you up again. Nindo King? Nindo Queen? Can't fucking remember which one's which.
It's Nidoking.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if this guy's supposed to be larger.
Yeah, those things are fucking big.
I'm just trying to remember if this was supposed to be a large token or not. I actually have to look at the PDF. Just a second.
It's 4 feet tall, around 130 pounds.
No, 4 feet tall is not huge.
It's a human size.
Nidoking is medium,
Yeah.
medium size. Okay, so he says that just like he doesn't even say anything, but this thing just appears from the Nembran from his sword. He says, "I'm just trying to figure out how I can control this thing and what it could really do for me." And
I just walk up to it and like pass my hand, just like, see, just like, I don't know if they're much use. You can't really, like, I don't know. They're like ghosts, not ghosts. I went to the arterial plane, tried to touch one, but still couldn't, so they're not ghosts.
oh, I should point something out. It was not Nembran in this guy's sword. It was a rule stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Nembran. So he had it captured in a rule stone. And so
Yeah, it makes
that may
sense.
come off as a little
Master
peculiar.
balls.
Oh, okay, so basically it's not captured, like, probably not loyal to him. It's not captured in a traditional Pokeball sense. It's just like had its soul imprisoned in it.
You can sort of assume what you would like from this information, but yeah, Mr. Perry's got this Pokemon that's by its side now, and he says, "I'm actually a little bit disappointed by this. While I do appreciate my new faithful companion, this was meant for another." He's looking at his rule stone when he says that. "Regardless, though, I appreciate what you've been able to do for us, and I will make sure that the scavenging operation is pulled. If there's anything more I could provide for you while you're here in this club, and I would love to. We have, I can offer you a free meal. I can give you whatever you would like while you're in my club. You are to be considered my honored guests."
I asked him about Theodore. I didn't ask him about Doruk, did I?
About who?
Doruk is the falcon tattooed face, or at least that's how I think I
Yeah,
remember his
Doruk,
name.
white falcon tattoo on face, dark skin.
I don't think I asked Mr. Perry about him, just Theodore.
Doruk? Yeah.
Yeah, so
So,
at this
Perry-
point I'll ask, do you know of an Almasian by Doruk with a falcon tattoo on his...
Doruk Nalband. I know Doruk Nalband. He's, we'll just say that he's wanting to stick around the area, and he's been a little bit of a thorn in my side. A thorn that I can't really pick at. Him and his damn team. No idea what the hell they're up to, but, that's what I can tell you. They're still around somewhere.
But you're not sure where.
Let's just say us barons can't necessarily leave our posts. Because the second that one of us leaves a post, well, other barons will try and depose us. It's a very delicate game that we're all playing here. We've all got our own kingdoms that we can't leave for a second, it feels.
Yeah.
Do you think you would all cooperate long enough for such an investigation to take place? After all, the Gold Leader's sphere is a great danger to all.
I'm not sure you really understand the nature of us barons, but no, it's been a very deceptive game that we've all played against each other. Cooperating with each other, I don't see it happening. We've had some meetings, but they were all very heavily monitored, very heavily coordinated, and right now this Doruk and his team or whatever, they're just not that big of a problem for us.
I'll shrug then. I don't have any other questions for him. They're somewhere down here. They don't really want to leave the Underdark, it sounds like.
Yeah. We could check most of the establishments, see if they're just hanging around somewhere.
Yeah, and then also there are other cities down here. But that seems where my journey goes. I'm not sure if you guys continue or
Yeah, I mean,
what
this
you guys...
place seems like the fun place to be at, so I think they'd probably stick around here.
Maybe. But no, I have nothing else for him, personally.
Neither do I.
Okay. So,
Thorkal?
Mr. Perry, he says, have you met the other barons?
We've met one.
Yeah,
Which one?
Indy.
Miss Indy, yeah. She's the one who tries to be the peacekeeper among all of us. Tries she might. She's just too weak to have a backbone of her own. But I do suggest you try and find an audience with the other two barons while you're down here. You've proven yourself as more than capable. They may have some tasks for you all to do. And who knows, maybe their tasks might find you crossing paths with Doruk.
Why not?
Could try that.
Okay. Do you guys stick around the club for a meal or do anything else?
Yeah, I'll stick around. I'll
Yeah,
enjoy
I'll have a meal.
hospitality when it's given.
I'm gonna have a meal just as an excuse to kind of get Pikachu to look around. Because, you know, he got his Pokemon out, so I'm getting mine out. Yeah.
Right on. You can drag your Poke Pikachu out if you want.
Wait, where's the character sheet? Character sheet is here. Right, yep. It's yeah.
I'm gonna have to change his default thing, and also we have to. Another thing is I need to figure out a way of how I'm going to track experience for them. That is another thing because Pokemon can level up. So I'm not sure where I am going to put that in the NPC.
Could just put it under bio.
Could. That is a possibility.
80 out of whatever they need to level up.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, I guess you guys can stick around, get a table if you want, have something to eat. To describe a little bit more about the club, let's see. It's a classy joint run by Mr. Perry. Guests all seem to be enjoying themselves. The Perry gangsters all seem to have a stick up their ass. The musicians belong to the band called Musa Noda. If you ask around, the name of that band just means the root of good sounds. The house drink is called a Lockney, which is a mix of bourbon, gin, blackberries, rum, brown sugar on top, which is caramelized. They have some nice dishes as well, which I think I mentioned, spaghetti with mep balls. And that's about it for the description of the place.
Found a place where you can track the XP.
Where?
If you go to attributes and stats, I'll drag
Attributes
it
and
up to the top.
abilities?
Yep. And if you change NPC XP, it'll show up on the actual character sheet. I'm just dragging
NPC
the thing to the top. Give me a moment.
Did you just change his experience to 180?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, we could.
Yeah,
So
I dragged it up to the top and I changed it to 80. Now you try and it should be. If it's attributes and abilities, it should be the very top thing, NPC XP.
yeah, I get you.
Back to 80.
So I mean, the way that XP is calculated for this is a combination of the Pokemon's level along with their what's called their species rating, which is kind of like a challenge rating, but not really. And so Pikachu's are SR1 or SR1 half, and they start at level 1. So combining those, that's 80 experience.
Yep.
That's if you kill the Pikachu. But
Yep.
that's not exactly how much XP it has. That's just what
You
you get. for
white
killing
out.
it.
Yeah, but you could use that. That
You
XP
cause
like
it to
of
faint.
how
Yeah,
much
they don't
it
die.
has.
Okay, you guys have a meal. Do you do anything else? What's kind of your next move?
Should we?
Well, you said
go
you
on-
were wanting to wrap up the session, right? And we probably should go
Basically,
meet the other
yeah.
bear.
Yeah, if we're wanting to wrap up the session, then I just need to know like which Baron you're wanting to see next. They had you haven't met the
Dickens,
Baron of the casino and racetrack, and you haven't met the Baron of the shops.
Yep. Nick's
I'm
Casino and
interested
Racetrack.
in meeting the racetrack since Theodore Harrison was hanging around there, and if he knows Rook, then hopefully that leads in, and I'm gonna go with.
Then we'll be going to Nick. He's the one in charge of casinos and racetracks. He's the with the green bandana.
Yeah,
the dwarf.
the green bandana Durlugs. So
Dwarf.
we can put you guys in the casino. And actually, while you guys are all here, and let me get. Yeah, Theo's still around. He just kind of looks at you guys, and he kind of doesn't really like wince, but he's like, "Come on, man! I told you what you need to know. Let me enjoy my drink now."
I'll put down a gold piece with some newfound wealth and say, "Your drinks are on me. I apologize. I may have been a bit too forward."
He says nothing, but he takes your gold and just like kind of looks away, and that's probably the best reaction that you'll get out of him.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not trying to be too friendly with him. She did have a bit of remorse. She got caught
Sure.
up in it.
Do you guys want to gamble at all? If you want to exchange any of your platinum or change any other currency, there is the cashier up here.
I'd like to switch my copper and silver into something a bit less weight. By that I mean just into. I have a lot of coins right now, and I'd like fewer than I have right now.
Yeah,
wow,
you can.
that was difficult.
Yeah, I get you. So you can convert them whichever way you'd like, and that's just sort of a free service that they offer here, though they offer it to game players really. So they're expecting you to play a game if you do this.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'll play a game.
I'll just have Thaddeus and Tons kind of to the side here, and if Tons may be retiring, we may have to. This may be where he parts ways, but it's kind of up to you guys if you want to gamble. I know Klaus says his character doesn't gamble, so he can't enjoy
I'll
all
just
this.
have a drink.
I'm intrigued by Blackjack. Thorkal's intrigued by Blackjack, and let's try it out.
Right on. Okay, let's do Blackjack.
And yeah,
Did you see the playing cards?
Yep.
I can see them, but I didn't see the front of them.
Yeah,
I'll
you should
join in
just
on
see
this
the-
table.
You should just see the back of them. Okay, so
Yeah,
let
just
me
the back.
see if I can. So how much do you put down for blackjack?
I'll put
20
down
silver.
I'll match him. Why not?
5 silver pieces minimum.
You don't need to match. It's you versus the dealer. So,
I know, but I don't want to get shown up.
So
I throw a
two
call.
gold or 20 silver, whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. How does? Come on, play. What the hell? Why aren't you working? It is not wanting to work. Click to draw, drag to deal. That's one. Okay, I
got a
learning
card.
this right now. I'll put this on the token layer so it's not weird. Okay, let's see. So we'll say that is Elmar. Let's say that's Thraxis. This is the dealer. Oh, we gotta get this Joker out of here. Whoops.
Joker.
This is you. Show. How do you show? Flip card. That's yours. I'm still learning this thing. Flip.
I got a jack. Am I allowed to? I think if I right click on this and take card, it becomes mine. Should I do that? 'Cause I should be able to look at my other
Yeah,
cards
yeah.
without-
Take card. Take card. Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot how to. It's been a while since I touched this card thing.
All right, I'm staying.
There you go.
Is
Yeah,
Jack
I
11?
Jack is
no,
10.
Jack's 10. Yeah. Ace
Jack's
is 11
10.
or what?
Ace is one. Ace is 1 or 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alamar's staying. What are you
I'll
doing?
go for another card.
Okay,
So hit.
2.
Yeah. Turn. Yeah. Hit one more time. Let's go. It's dangerous.
A jack. That's dangerous.
Aw.
You might
yeah,
have
that's
busted.
close.
Okay, so Alamar's staying. What do you have for your number?
I have a 19.
19. Dealer has 13. Dealer needs to play another one. Dealer has 21. Dealer
Oh.
wins. You lose 2 gold, both of you.
Well, there goes the silver pieces I wanted to get rid of anyway. So that's fine.
So, did you guys? I don't know how to get rid of those cards that you have.
I think there's like something to like collect the deck or something.
Can you delete
Stealing?
them from there? Can you delete them from there now?
You took mine away.
Oh. Yeah. I just dragged them out of my hand into the deck.
There we go. You could just kill them that way. Sure. All right. That was hard. Roulette is way easier to play. I actually have a site that I go to if you guys want to do that.
I'm pretty satisfied at the end of the day. I just want to
Okay.
get rid of some like.
I want to try slots.
Okay, yeah. We got macros for slots. Which slots do you want to go to? You want to go to the gold slots, copper slots, silver slots?
Gold slots. Gold slots.
In that case, I want to go to the copper slot.
Okay, so we're gonna
Yeah,
do the gold
Thorkal
slots. How much do you bet on the gold slots?
Thorkal is going the maximum. 5 gold. Yeah. Gotta be in it to win it.
Thorkal, you get 663. So you just got 20. You got a payout of 20 gold pieces. Awesome.
Whoa.
Good. That's awesome. Okay. And then Alamar, what do you want to bet in the copper slots?
So the house always wins in these games, right?
Thorkal just won.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, but like over the long term, I basically want to get rid of my 52 copper, and I don't actually have a stopping point. So
Okay.
if you want to go through
10
these,
times.
we can. But otherwise, yeah, I'll initially like do it 10 times, and I guess we'll see where we go. Loser.
And are you subtracting 5 each time?
Yes.
It's showing that you haven't. Still showing
I'm
that you
working on
have
it.
52.
Loser. I'm got it. I've got 42 on my character sheet right now. I'm not sure why the macro isn't adjusted. There it is.
Oh, lose.
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 32. Come on. Just another 6 more. Get rid of this cop. No one wants it. Come on. Another 4 more. She's having a good time though. The colors are pretty. It's all very nice.
You are not having the best luck.
One more time. Last one.
Nope.
Oh, there we go. All right, I'm down to 2 copper, and I'm just gonna give them to the Durlog next to me.
Okay.
You can bet 2, and
Oh, then I'll bet 2.
yeah, that's just the
And
max.
nothing. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to do anything more in the
Everyone.
slots, Thorkal?
Everything's
Yes,
coming up
again.
Thorkal.
5 more. Let's go.
Again! Oh my god, it's awesome! You get 20 more gold.
Quit while you're ahead.
One more time.
You saw me not win in 10 rolls, and you're gonna keep going.
Okay, minus
Okay.
5. Minus 5.
Yeah, that's fine then. I'll stick with this.
You'll- That's good.
Yeah.
Quit while you're ahead.
Everything's coming up Thorkal and Doruk. He gets paid. He gets
Oh, this is
money.
a good session
He's
for
the main
Thorkal.
character.
Thorkal's the main. He's got Pikachu. He's Ash. He's Ash, and he
Rename
got
the
some
game.
ass.
It's no longer our empire, my empire. It's Thorkal's empire. Thorkal's empire.
Yep.
Yep. I agree. T-E-T-E. T-T. All right. Anything else you guys want to try? Any other games you want to play? There was In Between if you just wanted to try it.
Sure. No idea what it is. Let's go.
Okay, so min bet is 1 gold.
I'll try it.
Do you? How much
I'll
gold
just
do you
put
bet?
1 gold in here. In bet.
One gold.
Okay,
Minimum.
starting for Thorkal, betting 1 gold.
153.
Center number must be between the outside numbers, so that is a lose.
Oh, that's how it works.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So now, Klaus, you bet 1 gold. And that is also a lose. So you lose
Is
1
it
gold.
in between? Isn't the 2 in between 3 and 10?
No.
No.
Or is it supposed to be 4?
The two,
and
it needs to
9?
be 4 to 9.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go again.
Okay. Again for Thorkal. 1 gold or how much?
One gold again.
4 gold. 4 gold. 4 gold.
4 gold for Thorkal.
1 gold
That's a
for
lose.
Klaus.
1 gold for
No.
Klaus. That's a lose.
Again. 1 gold.
I have 2 more gold to go. 1 gold again.
1 gold for Thorkal. Here's for Thorkal. That's a win. You win.
Yep.
You get 2.5 gold.
Yay.
For Klaus, you're 1 gold?
Yep.
That is a lose.
And last gold.
Yeah, 1 gold. That's good for me too.
That's good? Okay. Or wait, what did you say? Sorry.
1 last gold for Thorkal too.
1 last
Yeah.
gold for Thorkal. 1 last gold
And
for
for Klaus.
Thorkal. That is a lose
No.
for Thorkal.
That would have been impossible
And
to get.
then 1 for Klaus. Klaus also loses. It's kind of an interesting game. It was in the D&D 2nd edition for the way that it was played, and so that's it. Then we have roulette and poker, which I don't want to go through fiddling with the deck. Thaddeus did the roulette, and you would be able to see on the video of the roulette site that I used.
Yeah, I saw it.
So, are you guys satiated with your gambling?
Yep.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so at this point, we will end the session, and we'll pick up next session with you guys securing a meeting with Mr. Nick.
Yep.
Cool. Good stuff. We'll see you guys next time. And end stream.